Broadcasting live from... This is Pop Culture Reference, your one-stop reference for all things pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Seamus Connolly.
And I'm your other host, Garrett Strother, who's going to apologize right off the bat for the fact that I sound like I'm peaking all the time. We're back in person for the first time in over a year, and there's something going on with our audio equipment that we will have resolved by next episode. Don't worry about that. But I am going to sound a little janky, so sorry.
Yeah, this is a interesting new kind of special episode anyway, so I think we might have just a few surprise hiccups that we're not anticipating. One, because we're back in person again, like you said, after like a year and a half, and also because today is our very special Fast and the Furious franchise marathon, whatever we're gonna call it. I'm not even sure.
Seamus, I want you to run down all 9 movies that we're watching in order.
We got Fast and the Furious. We got Too Fast, Too Furious. We got Tokyo Drift. We got 3 Fast, 3 Furious. We got Fast and the Furious 4, the Quattro. We got Fast and the Furious Moon Mission. We got Moonraker. There's Hobbs and Shaw, which is doesn't get a joke because it's ridiculous all on its own. I think I'm running out of steam. I don't even know.
Okay, so the real ones are The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6? Right?
No way, dude. There's no way.
Furious 7, Fate of the Furious, and Hobbs and Shaw, all leading up to the fact that, obviously this week, F9 has hit theaters, which we're not covering on today's show, unfortunately, but I'm sure you and I will be seeing that together, because if we're going on this journey, we have to see it through.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be fans after this. I think we're gonna have, legitimate opinions about these movies, which I want to clarify our history with these movies, too. I think I saw Tokyo Drift when I was, 9 years old. Don't remember anything about it besides that he's, from Texas. And I saw Fast 7 in theaters. And everything else is just, it's going to be brand new to me. And I'm legitimately excited to actually see, because these movies have been the butt of 1,000 jokes, even between us. And I know, Garrett, I think you are also a novice with this franchise as well.
Correct. I have seen the first 2 and Fast and Furious. Which is the 4th one. Because Tokyo Drift is the 3rd one, even though it takes place chronologically first, I think, in the series, or maybe 2nd.
I read somewhere that you're supposed to watch the 3rd one, before you watch the 7th one, but I think that's insane. I don't even know.
We're watching them in release order.
Yeah, keeping it simple.
So, it takes place after Fast and Furious, you're right, yeah. But in terms of formatting today, we're doing things very differently. We're pre-recording, so there's no news, so we'll be back in 2 weeks, actually, because we're taking the 4th of July off because of standard vacation plans, stuff like that. We just couldn't make a record work that week. But we'll be back 2nd week in July, and we're going to do a big ol' Loki recap, news recap, catch up on all the stuff that we missed. But for today, we're going to do a cap of 4 minutes for each one of the movies. So after we watch each movie, we're going to stop, we're going to sit down, we're going to record a segment about it, and no matter how far we get, in 4 minutes, we're done. That's the buzzer. That's it. We're on to the next film. So get ready to watch our sanity slowly deteriorate over the course of the day.
Yeah, I don't know how many movies in we're going to get to before the 4 minutes is just, absolute nonsense, but I cannot imagine that these movies are going to be too much different from each other. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to be proven wrong, and this is going to be my favorite franchise after today, but I'm just excited to get stuff going and to actually watch these for most of them the first time.
All right, I think there's no more beating around the bush, Seamus. Let's start off with the one that started it all, The Fast and the Furious from 2001.
Ooh, here we go. The 4-minute timer has now started on our very brief talk of the first Fast and the Furious. We just wrapped it up. Interesting intro. Definitely not what I thought I was coming in here for. Felt like a movie from 2001, let me tell you. Jesus.
I'd seen this movie in like middle school on the Netflix Wii disc, and oh, it is somehow worse than I remember it being. It is not good.
Yeah. It's definitely, I was expecting so much more car racing. Like this is a car racing movie. There's like 2 actual races, maybe 3 that like meant anything, and then after that it was like kind of lackluster drama. The guy who I thought should have been played by the guy who plays Shaggy gets murked, and like that's Dom's big emotional like vein popping moment, but I don't know.
We had our first Coronas.
Yes.
We're having a Corona every time Dom has a Corona.
I do think it is absolutely hilarious because, like I said, I've only seen the Tokyo Drift and the 7th one, and everything I know about this franchise is just the jokes that I hear and make about it. And the Corona thing is so much more overt than I ever thought it was. I think that's just hilarious.
We got the heavy hitters in this movie are Corona, Coca-Cola.
We got Red Bull in there. It was like only Coronas or Red Bulls. No such thing as water.
There was something else. Oh, PS2. Even though we didn't see the PS2 label, though, I guess. So
yeah, you could tell they were playing some like Fast and the Furious video game, just like some racing game. Super intense close-ups on like a speedometer in the corner of the screen. I thought that was fun. Paul Walker's blue eyes are just insane. I really did think they were going to do more on the cop thing, but I don't know. It seems like they kind of burned that as soon as they introduced this movie, so...
They got Ted Levine to be in this, which I'd completely forgotten. Buffalo Bill himself as the sergeant guy for Paul Walker to be with. This movie's just Point Break, and I know you've not seen Point Break, but...
I mean, I know enough about Point Break to understand that this is literally the same thing. It's just with cars instead of surfboards and airplanes. I like for the small beginnings, like the big set piece was the hangar race, like the airstrip hangar race, and we're gonna get to the most astronomical, like nuclear submarine attack force scenes in these later movies, and I'm just so excited to see how they ramp it up like per movie. Is it going to be maybe the second one little racing again? Is it going to be them really doubling down on everything to finally get some like racing legitimacy? I don't know.
I hope the way the action sequences are shot improves. I doubt that will be the case.
Yeah, I hope so, though. Those shots of them racing, like speeding in the cars, are disorienting. Like, they're truly disorienting.
And which is a shame, because there is some actually pretty impressive stunt work in this, and some pretty impressive filmmaking sometimes. It's like they had 3 different directors.
Yeah, truly. Like, there's great car flip right at the end on that, like, sweet muscle car. There's we both kind of winced at the dude hanging off the side of the semi with his arm wrapped up in the wire. That was pretty gnarly. I don't know. I think like the seeds of a pretty successful action movie are in there, and hopefully we see them in the next few. But I don't know. That first one, it's not gonna be on my rewatch list. I'll tell you that.
So you really don't see Letty after she gets hurt at the...
Whoa, nope, 4 minutes, done.
Alright.
Alrighty, we just wrapped Too Fast, Too Furious. What a weird movie. Garrett, what are you thinking? We got 30 minutes, 50 seconds left.
Well, I'd seen this one before and remembered it being abysmal, and I actually really had fun with it.
I had probably more fun with it than the first one, just because the third act explodes with that shell game car chase with all of the decoys. I think that was really fun. I was straight up waiting the entire film for Dom to just be at like the last moment, like, you want to come back with me this time, buddies, and they go do another job or whatever, but nowhere to be seen.
Tyrese is in this movie.
Me and you have been disagreeing for an hour and 40 minutes whether or not Tyrese is doing a good job or not, but he's got some pretty choice funny moments. He's like halfway between the comic relief and the sidekick who's calling out Paul Walker for the weird like tactics that he's doing, but Yeah, he's got some moments of just like, why are you even here right now? Like, just be a real person.
It feels like they're trying to do Sam Jackson from Die Hard 3, but they just can't hit it right.
I can understand where you're coming from on that for sure. It's just like maybe someone who thinks they know better, but he's really just along for the ride in this. I know he comes back later in the franchise as like one of the main crew members. I don't know when that actually happens or not, but Ludacris is here too, man. Don't snooze on Ludacris. He's introduced. He'll come back later too.
I enjoyed Suki, and I hope she comes back.
I think she does. I really base that on nothing except for that she got the most amount of screen time out of the 3 other racers in that super long race intro that I almost forgot about.
But the action and editing and everything is better in this. The CG is better in this. So I actually really, really enjoyed the script's bad. The script is just straight up.
It's
abysmal.
It's poor. I think that there are a lot of like really fun golden moments here and there, but it felt like we were going like, no car pun intended, it felt like they were spinning their wheels for like an hour straight of just like, I should care about this mafioso gangster guy, but like I was barely aware of what the plan was going into the like final mission there. Still thought Dom was gonna show up and went through to like be the surprise plan for Paul Walker all along. It's okay. I don't think I'm gonna like. I would never pick this one to watch again. It was such a side story spin-off feeling movie, and we're about to watch the side story spin-off movie coming up next, so it feels weird.
Tokyo Drift, and this is about halfway through this movie is when I realized that they should totally cross over Bad Boys with Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, and like that never made enough sense until you said that out loud, and I was like, that is perfect, because they're both like, there's no reason they really couldn't. It's just like Miami crime stuff happening. There's money and drugs involved. It's I don't know. It very much felt like, I think you said this before, like they found some dusty, unshot Lethal Weapon spec, and they just like turned it into a Fast and the Furious sequel.
Yeah, this one feels really 80s. Like, just like the other one felt real, like 90s, late 90s Point Break situation. This was like the millionaire with the yacht and the goons and the beautiful lady who's there to get rescued. And
yeah, that's 4 minutes. We're out of here. 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 Yeah, all right. That's Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. 3 down, 6 to go. What are your thoughts, Garrett?
This was the best of the 3 we've watched so far, like by a lot.
I 100% agree, man. I think that we were saying this while we were watching. It's actually about driving and racing, and it's not like 2 acts of BS before there's like anything cool that happens. There's some like character development. I don't want to like blow anybody's mind here, but it's pretty solid work.
I mean, there's definitely problems, especially the fact that all of the characters in Tokyo that are the main characters are all Western.
Yeah, very true, very true. Also, in my head, I was basically mocking the main character's Texas accent the entire movie, just because it sounds so strange. Before I forget yet again, because we only have like 2 minutes left here, I've been keeping a family moment, a family moment count in the series, because there's so much memeage about like the family that they're building together. As of this 3rd one, we're up to 6, and I'm keeping track of the whole thing, and probably don't have enough time to explain that, but 6 family moments so far that are all been gold,
including the great Dom shows up at the end of this one talking about how Han is family.
He made it through 2 full Fast and the Furious movies before he showed his face again, but it was actually kind of a sick reveal in the end. Like, I hate to say that Dom Toretto got me excited at the end of this movie, but maybe it means we'll get some, I don't know, some more action stuff, some more tank tops.
Especially because Han is by far the most engaging character in this series so far. For me personally,
he's funny, he's fun, he seems like he has a little bit more I don't know, we were talking about screen presence, and just like his attitude and everything that he was doing was fantastic. And he died in a fiery explosion, so that's cool. They killed this one awesome dude. I know the next one, I think you said, is the prequel to, I don't know if it's a prequel directly, but it's Han's story.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's Han's story, but Han is in this. This is the last one I've seen.
Oh, so after this you're blind.
After this I'm completely blind.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not convinced Han's not coming back.
How does that even make sense, though?
How does anything make sense in this universe?
Well, I mean, honestly, by the time we get to the end of these, cloning, maybe time travel, who knows? They could go off the rails. It's already weird as hell anyway.
But yeah, this one feels way more modern and sleek, and like it's trying stuff far more than the first two did. And I hope there's some of that left in the franchise after this. But I think it's gonna be mostly Dom Toretto driving cars off of cliffs and stuff.
I mean, there wasn't a complete lack of cars going off cliffs in this third one, but I know what you mean. There is we'll really see, because they were barely about racing to begin with. This one is finally kind of hitting that a little bit, but then we know it's going to go to, like, international super spy territory any movie now, so it's...
I also feel like this is going to be where we hit, like, Tokyo Drift is going to be peak practical car effects, and then we're going to dip back down into CGI car effects again.
I mean, hopefully, because this next one is 2009, hopefully the CGI cars, when they have to use them, will start looking a little better, because so far they look like mid-2000s computer game graphics, so this is really kind of taking me out when it's supposed to be kind of a cool action sequence.
Have they ever done a, like, big next-gen Fast and the Furious game? Like, next-gen, I just mean in terms of, like, new cutting-edge.
I really don't. Oh, nope. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. They're all. All right, this is the beginning of the 4 minutes for Fast and Furious. Maybe a little bit of a downturn, in my opinion. Not quite sure. I guess I was still pretty compelled. What do you think, Garrett?
I think that this movie is objectively better than the first movie and probably the second movie.
Sure.
But in that, it is way too self-serious. It is way too long. And I'm not having very much fun. I was not having very much fun in this movie.
Honestly, it definitely does feel like they were trying to take more of a drama angle, which I can understand. They seemingly killed off Letty. The entire movie, I was like, oh, she's going to show up in the third act. She's just going to be like, oh, I faked my death to bring you home, Dom. But they have not done that yet, and honestly, if they don't bring it through in this next one, I fear I may have been a fool in my prediction.
I think no one's ever really gone Seamus.
Oh, yeah, honestly, that's probably true. I know, like, we were talking about it in this intro scene for Fast and Furious. I keep wanting to call it Fast 4, which, I mean, could have also worked.
Fast forward through this movie because it's so long.
Exactly. Oh, that's getting bleeped. We can't shave the 4 minutes. I was gonna say we agreed that this was like officially kind of them jumping the shark of this franchise, like gas tank explosion, car jumps. Like it's already gotten pretty crazy.
This movie goes pretty good. Like, I think the opening with like Han backing up and attaching to the truck and all that stuff, and then Letty with the like
the
frozen,
nitro spray or whatever.
That's cool. And then they just are like, what if there's a jumping, spinning fireball coming at Dom and he has to drive under it?
Well, the thing is, they have to be upping the ante every movie, or 4 movies in. They just gotta be like, do more 180s, do more backflips. He does that thing where he does the wheelie on his car like 4 times, even though it was like an accent cool move in the what was it, the first one that he does that?
Lots of callbacks to the first one in this one with the the family grace scene and the race and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, we only got one family moment in this installment, which, that's okay. I'm sure they're gonna.
We got 2 Coronas though.
Oh yeah, Dom has been slurping those Coronas back. That's for sure. God, we've been debating, how does he stay so like fit? He drinks beer constantly. I don't get it. Ugh.
And he's driving fast all the time. He's doing death-defying stunts with quick lightning reflex precision.
I don't know. I think that this next one is actually the only one so far that's gonna have like a good rating going in. Like so far they've all been like generally poorly received, so I don't know. This one I probably won't revisit anytime soon out of any of them. So far I feel like Tokyo Drift has been definitely the standout.
That's the dark horse, man. I was really, really impressed with Tokyo Drift compared to the other films, especially.
I think coming up we're getting spy stuff. We're getting the big guns finally. I still think Letty is alive at this point. I think that there's gonna be some reveal. I feel like I had something else to say about this one. I know I'm not looking at the clock right now, but I know we're running short on time. I don't know. Shout out again to Han. I thought he was really gonna be an actual character in this one. They send him off so fast in the beginning.
So fast and so furious.
So fast, so furious. Oh no, that's 4 minutes. Out of here. It's out of here. It's out of here. It's out of here. You're reaching it, and here we are. Who would have ever thought Fast 5 was actually gonna knock our damn socks off? Not me, Garrett. Let me tell you.
I had a great time, Seamus. This, I am jazzed. I am ready to go.
Honestly, it was so much better than anything we've seen so far. Just, is it The Rock? Maybe. Is it the fact that I was so correct about Letty being alive at the end? That post-credit scene just vindicates my absolute genius, like Dom rubbing the ground at a crash site, figuring out what happened.
It's not just The Rock, though. I think you're right. I think it's got a lot of the spectacle that I think most people have come to expect from this franchise, but this is the first one that neither of us had seen. So that's an interesting thing for us. We experienced this for the first time together just now.
Honestly, even if the safe chase at the end was absolutely insane and the most improbable thing I've seen in any one of these movies in a minute, I think it's a lot of fun. The bad guy was a little boring, but I think legitimately The Rock kind of acts as more of an interesting bad guy, considering he's like the adversary and he straight up shoots that dude in the chest twice at the end there.
Yeah, he's not necessarily the bad guy, but he's the antagonist, I'd say.
And, I mean, from what we've seen in this last bit here at the end, I think he's coming back for the next one as another kind of Catch Me If You Can style, like, I respect you, but I need to put you away for my own good, and maybe the good of the country or the world, who knows.
But the action is good now, the punching is good now, Dom just straight up shooting people now.
I think we're up to, 10 family moments. There was like
we're up to 13 family moments.
There was like 5 family moments alone in this film. It was great. Or three family moments.
There were 3 in a row.
Oh yeah, 3 in a row. Oh god. Though criminal lack of Corona product placement, I will say the product placement dropped off on this one, but I don't know. That's probably a good thing? I mean, I think it's probably not a good thing to have commercials in your movies like that, but
oh yeah, in your Fast and the Furious movies that are
I like to keep my Kino pure, Garrett. I think it's important that these one day get a Criterion release. I don't know. Our boy Han, actually, it's kind of his whole thing here. He's with Gal Gadot in this one. I think he's still totally likable on screen. There's like weird, very genuine chemistry. There's a motorcycle out the window here that you might be able to
get us.
Oh yeah, definitely. God, they keep alluding to Han's death in this one too, which makes me sad every time they're like, "Thought you were going to Tokyo," and he was like, "I'll get there one day." It's like, oh.
I still don't buy it. Just like you didn't buy Letty's dead, I don't buy Han's dead.
they watch him explode in fire. I don't know. Then again, they kind of showed
into a sewer grate. It's
yeah,
fine.
There it is. Nick Fury style. I can see that. Oh man. This scene, for all intents and purposes, they could have ended it here. I mean, they all got $11 million, and it's like seems like a happy ending until they throw that little after credits stinger on there. But
the guy from the first one, Mitch, he's back, and his arm's all messed up, and then he's gone.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, there's not much to say on that guy, but there was that we need to put a team together moment that we giggled like giddily. We were just like, of course we need to put a team together. It's something. I hope it doesn't start dipping from here, but I know that this is probably peak.
This is probably the peak.
Oh no! Hold your opinion. You're done. You're done. What is this? 6? Okay.
This was Fast and Furious 6, or as it's called at the top of the film, Furious 6.
Wait, wasn't Fast 6?
No, it was Fast 5, Furious 6. I think it's that
that's so... I hate it so much. Why are they... They're all over the place. Granted, I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was pretty decent. I don't know if it was better than 5, but it was definitely kind of the same fabric, feeling more like they're... I don't know. They're hitting a stride of just like you were just saying before, like we're accidentally just into this now. We're getting like big moments of like, oh no way. That after credits scene with Statham is pretty good. They double killed our boy Han, which is very sad.
He's coming back.
You
I
still
don't
think
buy it.
I mean,
I'm you and Letty right now.
Anything could happen. It could be a clone. Time travel might happen later. That could be pretty fun.
Gina Carano was in this movie.
Yeah, she really is, isn't she? Both her and Gal Gadot get completely iced in this. Yep. Like we were saying, problematic queens, of course. I'm struggling to remember what happened in this movie versus the last one and the ones before, if I'm being honest.
So Letty came back. That was the whole thing.
Right, she has amnesia. That's so dumb. But I mean, sure.
Luke Evans was in this movie, and he did a pretty good job, despite the fact that his character was nothing.
Yeah, man. For the fact that they like set up all this Shaw stuff with Statham, you'd think that they'd make his brother a little more anything, right? I mean, we were talking about his soul patch. He's got a pretty decent soul patch.
Yeah, that's just Luke Evans, though. That's not even
true.
The character.
Oh, man, we got so many more less than funny moments from so many characters, if I'm being honest.
Tyrese is just not getting better. He's just not getting better.
They keep going like, well, we got him. He's in this movie. That's what we've been doing this whole time. Let's just give him the goofy lines, but even the characters don't seem to think he's very funny around him. I don't know. Oh, God.
But the big reveal moments, they're suckering us in. You know, you've got the 1,000-foot, no, longer than that, 10-mile runway, whatever you want to call it.
That made me laugh really hard by the end, where it's just like, they have like 10 feet of runway left. Thank God they used all of it right up until the end. Oh, man. I can't believe... Because they keep teasing the Tokyo stuff with Han, too, and they let us go there. And they completely recreate the scene from Tokyo Drift, thinking that... I really did think that you called it, that he was just going to crawl out into the sewer or something and start his own spinoff, but... Good God. It's... I don't think he's coming back. I don't think... Gal is coming back.
No, I don't think she's coming back for sure. Gina's not coming back. A lot of this movie was kind of globetrotting, but at the same time, so much of it was in London.
Yeah, it was like London and Spain and
L.A.
Oh yeah, they go back to L.A. Oh, we get a couple more Coronas in this one. Well, we're up to 17 family moments out of all these movies so far. We're really ramping it up. We'll probably, when we put this out, we'll probably like explain what constitutes a family moment. But you listeners, you probably get it if you've seen these movies. They're just like they're really out there.
Well, I expect with next movie being The Farewell to Paul Walker, we're gonna get just
Oh no! Well, shushing about Paul Walker. Oh, okay. I think I cut you off during a heartfelt Paul Walker send off during the last movie, just like this movie ended with.
Well, I mean, I'd seen some of the screenshots or whatever, and I knew obviously that this was Paul Walker's last film for the franchise, and it was genuinely very touching.
Yeah, that ending is a little more heartfelt than you'd think you have coming. I mean, with this movie is pretty over the top and goofy. I mean, The Rock literally flexes and busts out of a full like shoulder to wrist cast in the hospital, but then it really hits you with that montage of like, you know, you got young in sync hair, Fast and the Furious 1 Paul Walker all the way through the family montage with the Coronas and the prayer, all the grace at dinner. It's very nice.
It really took me on a journey over the last 20 hours for us, Seamus.
Good God, yeah, it's gonna be feeling different going forward.
Tyrese said it best, man.
How did Tyrese say
it? Things are gonna be a lot different now.
Oh yeah, that was like the one heartfelt line he could muster up in this entire franchise. I mean, they're gonna feel different because he's gone, even though he felt like he was kind of rotating out of the main character position in the last couple movies, but
definitely
also feeling very different because we are broaching 2 a.m. and we've got 2 movies to go. I'm very that last one, looking back on it, having seen it like as the first Fast and the Furious I ever saw, really didn't do much for me at the time, considering that it was all like about how it was the one last ride, was the whole thing. But you know, I think watching it now in absolute full franchise context, it definitely was something.
Well, James Wan came in to do this one, taking over for Justin Lin, who's done the last like 4 or 5. And I'll say, while I really liked James Wan putting his own spin on the franchise and trying to do like his own thing and doing some pretty cool one-ers and inventive action sequences, this movie is so long.
It's insanely long, dude. They could have cut so much out of this. I mean, I genuinely, I liked Statham as a bad guy. They expand on the whole Han death scene from the ending credits of the last film. It's I don't know. They do fun and interesting stuff, just like the last few we've been watching, but it could have been an hour shorter and I would have probably been okay with it.
Yeah, it was some rough stuff. And it has 3 endings, and I kind of have to excuse that because of the whole Paul Walker thing, because one of the 3 endings is the Paul Walker ending.
Honestly, they could have done that Paul Walker tribute as like the after credits, like final period on the sentence, ended it with the whatever, and then started the very last thing with like them on the family on the beach. The family. Oh, by the way, we're up to 22 family moments as of this last film.
And we're officially out of Coronas too.
Well, that's a whole different problem that we didn't anticipate, but now I think we're in the stratosphere. They've jumped the shark with a shark over and over again. I'm staring at the thumbnail for the next one. There's a nuclear submarine coming up. There's nowhere else to go but down, Garrett. I truly think so. No, save that thought. The Fate of the Furious. What a weird movie. I didn't realize we were going to get the first act of Hobbs and Shaw in this, which was very strange, but you know, I thought it was decent. It wasn't better than the last 2. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I thought it was... Charlize Theron had those awful, like, dreads going on, and...
Charlize? What are you doing? What the hell? I didn't realize she was going to also be, like, the new standing villain for this franchise now. I assume she's not going to get got in Hobbs and Shaw, which is what we're watching next, but I mean, like... What if she teams up with the Cuban millionaire guy from Too Fast, Too Furious?
He's back, baby. Don't even worry about it.
She's got the evil ideas. He's got the bankroll, and they just like go on a revenge quest. It could be fun.
I want an entire movie of Jason Statham being nice to a baby and then murdering people.
It's a little stressful to watch him like do the one-handed, one arm has a baby, the other arm is killing people with a gun, but it was very fun. He did that like power slide where he like bowls the baby carrier. I think that was fun. You were just saying before, it is the most family heavy episode because, you know, we get the big Dom has a secret illegitimate son,
with the Brazilian cop
the Brazilian
lady.
cop who is, it's insane that she's such a big part of this, but God bless her. Well, not anymore. She got murked by a Game of Thrones guy.
By Tormund Giantsbane, baby.
Oh man, I can literally hear the birds starting to chirp outside as we are recording.
It is
right
4
now.
a.m.
Son of
we
a
have been
gun.
at it for almost a full 24
Almost
hours.
Full 24 hours. This shouldn't have taken this long, but we've just managed to make it just so.
We ran into hiccups. We were morons and we chose to eat food.
What fools we were, Garrett. We could have just survived on popcorn and cola, but I don't think the Hobbs and Shaw finale would have been the same if not for delirium and just absolute being so done with these movies. So.
I mean, this movie was really rough to get through, and there was a point in the climax where I was just like so tired, and I was just like, "Oh, yep, there are the explosions. They're coming. Oh, baby."
Yeah, dude, it's like the nuclear submarine was fun, but everything was just CGI-ish enough for me to be like, well, I know this stuff doesn't matter, and then it was just like the entire climax was that.
I feel like this is the movie where the cars mattered the least.
Yeah, probably. I think so. I think there was one race at the beginning. Was this the one where it starts in Cuba?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so long ago.
When hit the front of his car is on fire, and
I think there was like a reveal at the end of, or towards the end of this movie that was like, it flashed back to that scene, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember 3 movies ago when that happened. That's awesome that they brought that back.
It's crazy that we watched 36 Fast and the Furious movies today.
Exactly my thoughts. It's just more than anyone ever should, more than I thought we could, truly. Like, I'm nodding off a little bit just like you, so God knows if we'll just sleep through Hobbs and Shaw, but...
There's going to be no cars in Hobbs and Shaw. Nobody's even going to look at a steering wheel.
Fast and the Furious, but bicycles. Didn't they make that a Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie? Just Fast and the Furious with bicycles?
Premium Rush. Yeah, no, that's a bad movie.
I heard that was a terrible movie. Yeah. Oh, well, enough of that. All right, this is our last 4 minutes. We just finished up Hobbs and Shaw. It's been over 24 hours straight. What a mess. What a mess. Just everything together. This last movie, too, in general. I think me and you, Garrett, both were pretty excited about this one for some reason, but whether it be the fatigue or just the Kevin Hart shoehorn, God only knows, it just wasn't really hitting the spot.
I don't understand. I was expecting some Fast and the Furious cameos, and all we got were Kevin Hart, Rob Delaney, and Ryan Reynolds for an insufferably long amount of time.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it was. I was by the time they get to Samoa, which I thought was shot very beautifully, because it's like just a beautiful place, and I like the idea of using those like wooden clubs to just bash dudes to death. But I was ready for that to end. They do that like car, train, helicopter thing for like 5 minutes longer than they need to. They do the fight itself for 10 minutes longer than they need to. It's a long freaking movie.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's way longer than it needs to be. And I was saying to you during the movie, while I think they're cute and I like them, in the Fast and the Furious movies, for an entire standalone film, Hobbs and Shaw started to grate on me. And I think Hobbs more than Shaw, especially considering it felt like that they changed his personality specifically to fit the movie.
Yeah, it definitely... It's just... It should have just been an action movie with Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. It has really no place at all in the Fast and the Furious franchise. There's like some car stuff.
This is the smallest amount of car stuff.
Definitely the smallest amount. We do get that like internal shot of like the nitrous firing at the climax and like a couple car flips, I think, but it feels so removed. It really doesn't matter. I mean, even if they gave us like a Dom cameo right at the end, that would have made it a little more
like Tokyo Drift style.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift style. I don't know. They set up for a lot more. That's for sure. At least
Ryan Reynolds,
more.
He's coming back, and it's all gonna be about family because this one was about family.
This one was weirdly about family. Oh yeah, final family count. Final family count. We got 29 moments of family togetherness in this franchise of 9 movies so far, and honestly, I feel the love. In this one, there's a lot of family stuff. There's the Rock and his daughter, and the brother sister stuff with Charlize Theron.
No, that's not Charlize. Charlize, she was in the last one. This is Vanessa Kirby.
Don't lie to me, Garrett. I'm too tired to be lied to. Good God, my brain is scrambled. We can hear engines outside because we forgot to close the windows before we jumped into this last segment. But
Hobbs and Shaw are coming to get us, dude. They heard us talking crap about their movie.
Yeah. Oh God, that's
Seamus, if you and I were to go up against Hobbs and or Shaw, which one would you rather? Who do you think we could take?
Oh my God, we'd get our neck snapped immediately. Just flexed between Rock's bicep and we'd both die. That being said, I've been struggling this whole time to remember who is Hobbs and who is Shaw. I look at them on screen together and it's like, oh yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. They're doing stuff together. I think it's Hobbs is The Rock.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I'm so sorry I bumped my mic.
Oh, it doesn't matter because time's up.
Okay, well, we did it. We went through the whole first 9 movies of the Fast and the Furious saga with F9, the 10th movie, coming out soon. It'll probably be out by the time this episode is posted. We're recording a couple weeks early, which is why, we don't have any news at the top and everything. But, Seamus, this has been a pleasure that we've been planning for a long time, and I'm so glad that we trudged through this like any good podcast should, as a family.
Well, family. Truly family. We've been saying family like that for 24 hours on my couch. It is stuck in our heads. Jesus.
I'm just gonna be talking during doing normal stuff later today, and I'll be like, "Hey, guy giving me my pizza. Thank you. I'm gonna give you this tip because we're family."
God, that is truly gonna be in my head anytime any kind of family thing happens in anything. Probably is just like, quick family, just a quick one, just in my head. Just like, oh no. Vin Diesel just is in there. He's gonna be stuck.
I know. We did our 4 minutes on Hobbs and Shaw, but we reached the point of delirium where both of us kept thinking that Hobbs and Shaw were Dominic Toretto, were Vin Diesel during the movie.
They kept putting on white T-shirts and they're bald, and they would just walk in from behind, and we'd just be like, "Oh my God!" Oh, well, okay, it's still the. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Well, go check out our Twitter thread and my Letterboxd reviews if you want to get a more in-depth look at how this all went down. I think Seamus's beard has gotten progressively scragglier and scruffier as the evenings progress. My hair is just standing on end.
We both need showers. We both need sleep. We both need food that isn't greasy or popcorn or soda or Corona based.
Every time I see somebody drink a Corona on screen now, I'm gonna be like, "Seamus, get the Coronas."
Oh my God. Oh jeez, what a. I guess we're fans now, Garrett. I think
we're fans of the Furious.
Oh,
that's the new segment name, weekly segment. We watch New Fast and the Furious every week. We come back and we talk about it.
Christ, that sounds like a nightmare after what we've just been through. I'm telling you.
So let's go ahead and move on to our pop culture reference of the episode, which will be recorded at a later date, so we will sound, refreshed and so happy to be on air and alive and awake and not be thinking about family.
Hello again, everybody. We probably sound a little different here. Not as dead to the mic here, but we're coming back a little later with our pop culture reference this week with a little more energy, I would imagine. Garrett, looking back, what are you thinking, buddy? How you feeling now?
I'm feeling a lot better. There's quite a bit of time between our Fast and the Furious record and this record, so I've got a lot more energy, but my brain is still just deep fried in Corona. So
Yeah, truly, I feel the exact same way. My sleep has not been the same since. I'm loving it so far. I can't get Dominic Toretto's voice out of my head.
Seamus, are we gonna be like this forever? Are we rewired?
No, no joke. I genuinely think I'm permanently changed. I don't know. I can't stop seeing it in other stuff all the time. But that's for when we go do Fast 9. Maybe we'll come back to this. But for
Absolutely.
right now, we got our pop culture reference, jumping the shark this week. Honestly, probably very appropriate for the Fast saga. Jumping the shark is when something past its prime attempts to generate renewed interest by creating publicity around a gimmick or event. It's used pejoratively as a more general term for when something good or popular, usually a piece of media, exhibits a significant drop in quality from which it really doesn't ever return.
Now, the phrase itself is a reference to a 1977 season 5 episode of the sitcom Happy Days, titled Hollywood Part 3. In the episode, Fonzie, a daredevil character played by Henry Winkler, water skis off a ramp over a shark in a tank. This episode was seen as a shifting point for the series, not only because the once side character Fonzie had ballooned into its primary star, but also that a once relatively grounded sitcom about 1950s teenage drama and family values shifted into something much larger and campier in scale and tone.
The alleged coining of the phrase as it's used today was in 1985 by college roommates John Hine and Sean Connolly, the former of which went on to popularize the term with his website and multiple published books about pinpointing when TV series and other pieces of media jumped the shark. While the phrase has grown far beyond its Happy Days roots, some critics, including Fred Fox Jr., who wrote the episode in question, argue that the cultural moment didn't spell doom for the series that the legacy might have you believe. Hollywood Part 3 received over 30 million viewers when it premiered, and Happy Days went on in popularity for 7 more seasons. However, neither of these statistics necessarily denote the show's continuing quality.
The term is still widely used and referenced today about a wide variety of topics, but mostly media, and there's often fun little references like I think all the time about Henry Winkler on Arrested Development playing Barry Zuckercorn. There's so many good Fonzie jokes in there, but when he hops over the shark laying on the dock in that one episode,
Yes.
absolutely incredible.
Hilarious. He does such a jaunty little hop, too.
But Seamus, you brought up at the top of the reference the idea that, like, this is fitting, and this is why we picked Jumping the Shark for the Fast Saga. But I think the Fast Saga is in a really weird place where I would agree that definitely in quality, it's probably been going downhill for a while. But also, these movies are continuing to make boatloads of money, and I personally have a really hard time pinpointing when exactly the jump the shark moment would be. And I'll elaborate on that, but first, I want to get your untainted thoughts about, do you think it's jumped the shark, or can you pinpoint where you think it jumped the shark?
Honestly, to me, it could very easily be when, like, The Rock is introduced, I feel like, but I think it was the one before The Rock is introduced when amnesia is brought into play and kind of bringing back characters that may or may not have been dead for a reason.
That's Furious 6, the one after The Rock is introduced.
Honestly, that's also on par for us just like melding all of these movies together. But I think, yeah, I guess to me it's got to be whenever, and because I loved Fast 5, you know that one was like a jolt of energy in the series. But I guess maybe Fast 6 then, because that made me roll my eyes super, super hard when they were just like, of course you don't remember anything.
See, I have a really hard time with this question, because at first, my default answer was, oh, the moment that this series goes absolutely balls to the wall, insane, like nothing matters anymore, no logic matters anymore, is in Fast and Furious number 4, where in the opening sequence, Dom skids under a leapfrogging oil tanker that's spinning towards him.
Yeah. Oh,
And
God.
but that's also technically before the series, I think, hits its quality apex. But so it's like it's a weird two-part question where it's like that is the moment I think where the series starts to completely go insane silly. But I also don't think it's the moment where the decline in quality starts. So those are kind of two different things.
I mean, kind of like the actual episode where the Fonzie jumps the shark, like kind of like we said. Definitely when it gets way crazier, definitely less grounded in every single way, but not necessarily a death sentence for the series.
And I think I agree with you that Fast and Furious 6, with the amnesia and the bringing back dead characters and the runway that never ends.
Oh, God, how could you forget?
I think that is probably where it jumps the shark, like, more solidly for me, because I think 6, 7, and 8 are all in my brain as one not very good Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Hobbs and Shaw isn't super good. The one, like, redeeming moment I feel like in all of those really is the Paul Walker stuff in 7 at the end.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I that's where I probably stick my pin for now, but who knows, maybe Fast 9's gonna come in and prove us completely wrong, Seamus.
God, I can only hope so, Garrett.
Yeah, there's been, flying cars and nuclear submarines, and Idris Elba is a superhero, and I think they're going to space in the next one. So, like, any moment in this saga could be a jump the shark moment. It's like a series entirely comprised of them.
I think that's what almost makes it bulletproof, but then again, it still has a ton of movies that aren't very good, so it's really, like you said, hard to say.
This really, like, there are parts of all of them I enjoy, but this really is a series that I would argue probably only has 2 good movies.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I think we're actually queuing ourselves up from the past perfectly right now to go right into our Save the Rec Center.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about this very thing mere seconds from now to you lucky viewers, but weeks ago to us.
I truly can't remember what we said, Garrett. Alright, now it is time to wrap up the show by plugging our Save the Rec Centers this week, and for our Fast and the Furious special, we thought it would just be appropriate to lock down our favorite film that we have just gone through the entire franchise of. So, Garrett, I feel like there's an obvious answer. Maybe we agree on the obvious answer, and then we kind of diverge. Seven.
Oh, 7.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I think thinking, Fast 5.
Am I thinking
the
of
one where The Rock
one?
is introduced?
That's the one I'm thinking of, for sure.
We're still in our sleepy delirium time, and so...
Also, it's just generally hard to tell these movies apart a lot of times.
5, 6, and 7, and 8 are all pretty much one long movie that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, truly. But it starts with 5, and 5 is actually a good-ass movie, for sure.
I think it's definitely the best of the Fast and the Furious franchise by quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked at how much I enjoyed Tokyo Drift. Maybe that's just because it was such a refreshing change of pace, only after 2 movies into our big extravaganza.
Honestly, I was gonna say Tokyo Drift might be up there. For me as well, it's just... a lot of I feel like the drifting stunts were, done with actual cars. I felt like I saw less CG than I would have maybe noticed in the other ones, and...
if you're interested in a driving movie, Tokyo Drift is your movie. If you're interested in a stupid action movie, Fast 5 is your movie.
I think that's a great way to wrap that, truly.
Well, if you want to reach the show, you can tweet us at PCR_podcast. Find us on Instagram at that same handle. Email us at popculturereferencepod@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. You can find my official Twitter thread of our descent into insanity at Strother Garrett on Twitter with their pictures and coronas and family.
So much family.
So, please check us out there. Next week we're off. Yeah, for the 4th of July. And the week after that, we'll be coming back with just all the news and all the Loki. So it'll be a great time, and hopefully more news about family.
Hopefully, God willing.
But we should both go to sleep. I should go home.
It's a good idea, yeah. Yeah. Smoke them.
Smoke them. Alright, goodbye, everybody.
Adios, amigos.